pretty crazy. The pads of them are actually fairly comfortable. My left foot is a little bit bigger than my right foot, ever since I had Savannah. So that one feels a little bit more squeezed in the toe box. Wear them for a few minutes and see how they feel, and then switch them up. Okay, these are the other option. A little bit different. Still lots of bling.
There's no difference.
My almost 14-year-old son says there's no difference.
Well, same.
Because he's a boy and doesn't care.
They're not shoes!
Alright guys, I wanted to use some of this weekend time to talk about macros. I realized that when I was referencing these in some of my earlier videos that not everyone who's watching this even knows what macros are. So I kind of wanted to break it down. So when you're looking at total calories that you take in, proteins, fats, and carbs all have a different amount of calories associated with each gram of them that you take in. So for example, 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. Same with carbs. 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories. Fats are a little bit different. 1 gram of fats are 9 calories. So if you're trying to hit, for example, a 2,000 calorie diet, you can go for just like, hey, I'm gonna have 2,000 calories, but that can be split up all kinds of different ways between proteins, carbs, and fats. When you're looking at tracking your macros, it's taking those total calories and figuring out how much of those total calories are associated with proteins, fats, and carbs separately. So there's all kinds of ways you can do it, but a way to figure out if you're having enough protein is to start tracking. There are a lot of methods to do it. You can use a visual like hand portion method, and there's also weighing, which I will show you in another video how I do my weighing of my food. But that is what it is when you're talking about macros. So if my coach is saying, okay, you need to have a certain amount of calories, that's only one part of my nutrition plan. The rest of the nutrition plan is how many grams of protein, how many grams of carbs, and how many grams of fat are going to make up those total calories. So I hope that makes a little bit more sense. I'm going to tell you what my calories and macros are, but before I do that, disclaimer, like asterisk, 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 everyone's are different. Do not go with these as what it should be for you. There's all kinds of things that go into the calculation. There's calculators out there, and I guarantee if you use various calculators, you're going to get different answers from them on what your maintenance calories should be, what your weight loss calories should be, stuff like that. It's extremely, extremely personal, and it depends on so many things. Your height, your weight, your age, your activity level, your goals, hormonal issues, any other conditions you might have, whether it be diabetes or thyroid or all kinds of things. So there's a lot that goes into it. So before I tell you what mine are, I just need to reiterate that you should not take this and use it as a plan for yourself. Everyone's different. So having said that, the calories that I have been following for the past 4 weeks so far have been 1956. And of those 1956, 152 grams of protein are included in that. 193 grams of carbohydrates are included in that. And 65 grams of fats are included in that. So when I talk about hitting my macros, it means I hit my protein, my carb, and my fat targets. I usually try to stay within plus or minus 5 grams of each of the categories. For some of my clients, especially ones that are newer to the idea of tracking, I will give them like a plus or minus 10 grams for their protein and their carbs, and plus or minus 5 for fats, just because fats have so much, almost double the calories, so we don't want to vary as much with those. But that's just kind of a really brief overview of a macro breakdown. So if you have a coach and you get to that point where you're targeting calories and things like that, and they talk to you about macros, they're talking to you about finding specific targets for protein, carbs, and fat. If you are not wanting to measure, never have measured, and are just starting to get into it, you can still sort of figure it out with the hand portion method, because a certain size hand portion you can associate with approximate grams. It's just a little bit less accurate. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of idea. And let's see, I'm going to be going into my next check-in tomorrow, so all of these macros could be different. I don't know. I have to do a weigh-in. I have to do progress photos, which is the worst. But I will let you know if those change from there. All right, we just got home from the lake. I am having my bedtime snack, a little bit of granola in. Getting stuff ready for tomorrow. Looked ahead. All of my workouts are going to be different this week than they were the previous 4 weeks, so it must be like the next cycle. Seems like a lot more legs, so curious about that. I got 10 hours of sleep, like actual sleep time according to my Whoop. I was in bed for probably 12. Including that 2-hour nap I had yesterday. So, yeah, I feel good about the sleep situation, much more refreshed. Still tired though, kind of. I showed my videos of trying on the heels and my first posing. I did not want to share those at all. You can see my concentration face because I'm trying to not fall down. They're super embarrassing, but it's part of the process and you have to start somewhere. So I am just putting it out there because that's the whole point of all this. So, yeah, really embarrassed, but I'm just ignoring that and I'm gonna include it in this vlog and just own the stupidity of it. But I think I may have picked a pair of shoes. Feel free to comment below if you have a vote on which version of the shoes you think are better. But I have votes of some of my close friends and husband. So I think I know which ones I'm going to go with, but feel free to comment and let me know your choice too. We're curious if everyone agrees. So yeah, I am ready for this next week. Kind of looking forward to it, except I have to do progress pics tomorrow with my weigh-in and check-in. I'm not looking forward to that. I hate progress pics. You need them. I always tell my clients, I need them as your coach, but I hate actually doing them. So I completely empathize because it is the worst part of this entire process. And I just take them and I send them. And if I don't want to look at them, that's okay. I know she needs to see them, but I don't have to until I want to. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna get ready for bed.